Okay, friends, this is Shamir Galsurkar, and we want to welcome you for our fifth lesson on the wisdom of Kabbalah. As this lesson is going to be in English and also in Hindi, because we have our audiences who speak in both these languages. So, मेरा नाम शमीर शिमशन गालसुरकर है. आज हमारे पांचवें पाठ के लिए हम सबको स्वागत करते हैं. And today's lesson is a very, very interesting lesson. I have to say that this lesson is truly discloses how the spiritual reality works in itself, and it's something that truly helps us to scrutinize slowly towards this matter of going and understanding what is truly the purpose of our creation. So we are going to study today the basics of one of the biggest books of Kabbalah, which is Tas, Talmud Eser Sefirot. Thus, in general, this book talks directly of all the forces in reality which govern this reality. It's a very important book as a student of Kabbalah, and at the same time, Kabbalists have written this for us to understand, but in itself, the Kabbalists wrote it who are in attainment. A person who is not in attainment would just read this book technically, because this book is talking about all the forces of the spiritual world which influence our reality, as it is written in the Kabbalah that everything that happens in this world, there is a force which governs above, and due to which this action occurs in our reality. So let's slowly start to scrutinize by starting an article which is written by Bal Hassalam, who wrote the book, the introduction to Talmud Eser Sefirot. And he says, therefore, we must ask, why then did the Kabbalist obligate each person to study the wisdom of Kabbalah? Indeed, there is a great thing in it, worthy of being publicized. There is a wonderful, invaluable remedy to those who engage in the wisdom of Kabbalah. Although they do not understand what they are learning, through the yearning and the great desire to understand what they are learning, they awaken upon themselves the light that surrounds their soul. So you can see, friends, that this is a very precise sentence which is written by the Kabbalists, that in our world, we need to study the wisdom of Kabbalah. And it's not about understanding. This wisdom is not to understand, but to yearn and to desire to understand and to learn. So that desire for it is enough for us to awaken the light that surrounds our soul. All of the lights, there is this reality which we live in, there is lots of lights which govern this reality. And when I'm talking about light, it is not connected to a corporeal force. It's not connected to the corporeal definition of the lights or anything connected to corporeality at all. We are discussing here about the spiritual lights, the spiritual forces, which is above this corporeal reality, which cannot be sensed, which cannot be sensed in our corporeal life. So, Kabbalist also write ahead, while one has not attained perfection, these lights that are destined to reach him are considered surrounding lights. That means that they stand ready and wait for one to purify one's vessels of reception. At that time, these lights will clothe the able vessels. Hence, when one does not have the vessels, when one engages in this wisdom, mentioning the names of the lights and the vessels related to one's soul, they immediately shine upon us to a certain measure. However, they shine for him without clothing the interior of his soul, for lack of the able vessels to receive them. Despite that, the illumination one receives time after time during the engagement draws upon one grace from above, imparting one with abundance of sanctity and purity, which bring one much closer to reaching perfection. So, you can see, friends, that the Kabbalists have written this very precisely. That this book in itself, the Talmud Eser Sefirot, it's talking about all our spiritual reality. But the most important thing for us is to build the correct intention, to build the correct readiness and internal spiritual readiness for us to dwell into this book. So, before we go ahead, as you know, the name of the topic of the lesson today is the four phases of the direct light. Just to simply explain what it is, this is the discernments, spiritual discernments, I would say, which a person goes through once he starts to study the wisdom of Kabbalah. When the student starts to perceive that he understands that there is a spiritual reality about him, and that the whole purpose of creation is for the creator to fulfill his creation, is to that there is the light which is the creator and the vessel which is us to receive. So these four phases of direct light teach us how we need to receive the light in the vessel in the correct way. So let's start with this diagram. As you can see, friends, that in the beginning there was the secrets of the Torah, which is means the Atzmuto, his essence. The secrets of the Torah in itself is something which is very, very a person who will be in attainment will understand what does it mean to study the secrets of the Torah. This is the thing that the secrets of the Torah are is not quite revealed to us because of the current situation of our will to receive. The As you know that, for example, today the wisdom of Kabbalah is opened up to all reality. Why? Because of the readiness of the soul. The same way the secrets of the Torah are not totally revealed to humanity. Because of this, there is such a big disturbance. There is such a big a restriction for us to delve into the secrets of the Torah. So the secrets of the Torah, which is the Atzmuto, which means his essence. This is the connection between these two forces. And the beginning, the creator, as we discussed in our previous lessons, which is the quality of bestowal. Upar wala jo hai wo bal inayat ka hai, the quality of bestowal. And then slowly we see that because the creator's quality is to give, the creator's quality is to give, because of which we in our life are here to receive. So when the creator did this desire to give, in that situation, in that state, there was the giver which was ready, which is us, which is the will to receive, which we learned in our previous lessons that we, the humans, are the will to receive because we have a will to receive and the Creator has the will to bestow. He's the giver and we are the receivers. So the this phase of the will to receive, which we will call it as Bechinat Aleph, which means Aleph is the first alphabet, which is the numerical value is 1. And this state gives us an understanding that there is the creator and there is the receiver. That it's still not the understanding of the creator in itself. There is in this desire. We understand, okay, there is a force which is giving. This is what the state is talking about. The state of Bechinat Aleph is the state where the creator is pulling out, he's giving the force, and we are receiving. It's totally opposite. You can see that the creator is giving, we are receiving, and we are totally two different forces. We still do not have any desire or the sensation of giving yet. We only understand that there is a force which gives, and we just receive. In Hindi, I would just explain it short, कि ऊपर वाला जो है जिसे हम बोलते हैं, जो ताकत जो है इनायत का, वो हमेशा देती है और हम प्राप्त करते हैं. ये जो बिखरना आलिफ का जो स्थिति है, वो स्थिति में हम महसूस करना चालू करते हैं कि हाँ, यहाँ पे एक कोई देने वाला है. हम अभी तक उसका जो महसूस पे पहुंचे नहीं है, जहाँ पे हम उसे महसूस कर सकते हैं ऊपर वाले को. अभी तक खाली हम ये समझते हैं कि यहाँ पे एक देना वाला है और हम हैं जो लेने वाला है. So they can, in other words, the creator, which is the keter, crown, which means crown, and our state, this the will to receive state of Bechina Aleph is chokma, which is wisdom. So once the will to receive understands that there is a giver, at that moment something special happens. At that moment, the Bechina Aleph, the will to receive, understands that there is something missing. In this life, when we are always receiving, and constantly we are receiving from the Creator, and we know that He is a giver, but there is immediately a new sensation which comes up where it desires to give. This state of Bechina Aleph comes to the point where it starts to desire to give, because to give also is pleasure. To giving also is a quality of pleasure for us as a will to receive. So then we come to the second state of Bechinat Bet, which is which helps us to understand that to give is better than to receive. We still are receiving. The quality of receiving will never stop. We will always be receiving because we are receivers in this reality. And when we are receiving this forces from the creator constantly, so we feel this shame, due to which we want to know how to give. Every human in this world, this has to come through this state, because every person has to eventually fulfill the purpose of creator, which is eventually to understand that only through giving, receiving in order to give, that person can attain the oneness with the creator, because the quality of the creator is to give. So there is, in order for me to simplify it some way, that there is a constant war of giving and receiving. I wouldn't say war, but a scrutiny, an internal scrutiny. We are not talking anything outside, your friends. We are talking totally an internal discernment of the light and the vessel, of the creator and the creature, because that's what exists in this reality. There is nothing else that exists in this reality. There is the creator and the creature, there is the light and the vessel. That's what that exists in this world, and nothing else. So this light, we call it the light of mercy, Bechinat Bet, where the person understands that to give is better than to receive. And as you can see, that the Bechinat Aleph, this is called the light of wisdom, Chokmah, or Chokmah, when the light of mercy is called or Chasadim. And then this state is called Bina. Bechinat Bet is the state of Bina. As you can see, the creator, that state is called Keter. Chokmah is the Bechinat Aleph. Bina is Bechinat Bet. See, friends, before we go ahead, I want you all to understand that all of these states are very talking only about the internal reality. The more we start to scrutinize, the more we start to understand. We need to understand that this is, the humans have not come to this attainment yet, because of which it's important to study this as a Kabbalah student. But only the person in attainment will be truly understand what these states are truly talking about. Till we do not attain, we will be able to learn, and it's important to learn, but till we do not do that internal effort to connect to the creator, that constant, and it's not something which happens in this 20 minutes, it happens something in our whole lifelong span. So then the Behinat Bet, let's come back. Let's Behinat Bet comes to the understanding that to give is better than to receive, and then eventually the person comes to the third state of his development, where he starts to give, where the person starts to give. So this state in itself is attained only when the person understands that giving is better than receiving. From this first state of wisdom, person cannot come to Zeranpin. He cannot come from Chokmah to Zeranpin. He needs to pass through Bina. Every person needs to go through these states in order to eventually come to this state of Bechinat Gimel. Bechinat Gimel is a very special and a very confusing state. Why am I saying that? Because in this state, the person is receiving from the Creator, but he is also giving at the same time. But this is the situation, because he will always receive. He's still receiving, but he doesn't want to receive. He comes to the state, that internal state, where he doesn't want to receive what the creator is giving. He wants to receive in order to give. This is a very special state, and this requires years and years of study in order for a person to truly sense what the Bechinat Gimel, this state, is talking about. And then eventually the person comes to the fourth phase, which is the Bechinat Dalet. The Bechinat Dalet is the stage where you can see that here between the first phase, will to receive, and here Bechinat Dalet, Bechinat Aleph and Bechinat Dalet looks the same. But there is a big difference. You see that when Bechinat Dalet, this state in itself is the state where the person truly feels the whole reality in himself, where the person is one with the creator, where the person truly receives in the correct way. As we discussed in all our lessons, friends, that the creator has only one desire: to give. And creator wants us to feel unbounded pleasure, to feel unbounded pleasure in our will to receive. But because there is a very big restriction, because of limited perception, we are not able to receive it in the right way. So because due to which the person needs to go through these states, internal states, to eventually come to the state of Bechina Dalet. Because that's when the person comes to the state of Bechina Dalet, he truly receives what the creator wants to give us in the first place. Because you see, the creator, the light of creator is never changing. What is changing is our internal changes. And who gives us that force to internally change? Also the creator. The creator is the one who is going to help us to eventually come to these states, to these internal changes. As you can see, friends, that these two lines over here show us that all of these internal changes come to us from the creator. And this final state, which is Bechina Dalet, the person is totally independent. He comes to the point that he is totally one with the upper force. That this point is the point where the person is in equivalence of form, dvechut, ekta, upar wale ke saath. This force of Bechina Dalet, eventually the person attains and fulfills the purpose of creation. But eventually, the person who attains this level needs to understand that this level is also the level of Olam Ein Sof, which means the world of infinity. What does it mean, the world of infinity? That at this moment, the whole of reality is felt inside the person. And this person is truly one with the creator. And through this, this state of through this spiritual state, the person can truly connect to the whole world and to give out the light, because he is one with the creator. The creator is the one who gives the light. But because this person is one with the creator, because his desire and the creator's desire becomes one, So because of that, they both of these forces are one. As we learned in spirituality, two different aspects are one. There is no the all the qualities, all the spiritual forces are one force. The same way in our corporeality, you we cannot say that a pencil and an eraser is one, but there is commonalities. It helps to erase, but there is we cannot say that it's one. In spirituality, when the quality of the creator and when the quality of the person becomes one desire, that's when they become one. So, just in short, friends, I understand that this is something which is very not that easy to understand, which is also very good, I will say, because this gives us opportunity to scrutinize, to internally look at our content, which will help you all to truly understand what Kabbalists are trying to explain to us. So, just in the short form, just to do like a quick revision, we started here with the secrets of the Torah. It is Atzmuto, his essence, the creator, to which the creator has the quality of giving, and then the person eventually, when the creator is giving, that is when the creature is born, which is the will to receive, Bechinat Aleph. And when the person eventually comes to Bechin Aleph, he slowly has a sensation that there is some force which is giving, which is our world. You can connect this to our world, where you can see that the creator is giving and we are the receivers. We know that there is a giver. We know that we are still not connected to the creator in the right way, but we know that there is a creator and there is a giver. And then eventually the person and wants to also give, just like how the creator wants to give. He reaches to the second state, which is Bechina Beth. He understands that to give is better than to receive. So this state is already a state where a person understands that when he wants to give like what the creator wants to give, and he understands that this is better. The why it's better, because he understands that in his life he can do, as we learned in our previous lessons, he can do everything that he wants. He can have success, he can do everything. All the desires of food, clothing, sex, family, wealth, power, knowledge, everything he can do, but still he is in this world. He is still not above this reality. So, because of that, the point in the heart awakens. Bechinabet is a state where person understands that to give is better than to receive. Eventually, finally, the person reaches to the state of Bechinat Gimel. Bechinat Gimel is the state where the person is giving, receiving in order to give. So this state is very special state, because person truly understands that now there is a state where he needs to give, and this force also of giving comes from the creator. This force of giving comes also from the creator. And then we come to the fourth phase, which is the phase of the last phase, the fourth phase, which is the Olam Ein Sof, where the person is receiving totally the light of the creator. Imagine, friends, for a moment, that the person attains a level where he can totally feel what the creator is giving, because till now we do not feel it. So we cannot even imagine the amount of pleasure that person must attain when he comes to this state of Olam Insaf, of Bechinat Dalet. So this is, in short, friends. I just wanted to say that we will be learning more and more interesting topics of in our coming lessons, and we will be seeing all of you all next week at 12:45 p.m. India time. And thank you so much, friends. See you all for the next lesson.